Load it then.
Right.
I'm shouting at my iPad. You click on a YouTube link in iPad and it decides to not do anything for the first 4 or 5 times.
Oh, right.
For some reason.
Right, we should be live now. Let's just double check. That should be us part 2, so hopefully we're back on.
Hopefully, fingers crossed. Do let us know in chat, folks. Technical shenanigans. Always fun.
Yeah, it's great fun.
What am I doing? I need to get the chat.
Yeah, sorry about that, folks. There's nothing I can do about that. It's, yeah.
Just technical stuff. These things happen. Things fall over. What happens when streaming is more... People don't realise streaming is a lot more complicated than people give credit for, you know. It's not just a case of popping a camera on and talking nonsense for 3 hours.
Well, like I say, I did my usual reboot of everything before I started, and we were still live. Well, I was live, so
yeah,
they could still see and hear me. Bless them.
Yeah, and I couldn't get back into the thing. It's weird.
Yeah, so
just blame it on slobs. On slobs. It's always slobs' fault.
Yeah,
They've probably changed something again. You know what they're like.
Yeah, but could do about 55 streams.
But yeah.
To be honest with you.
Says Paul. Yeah, Paul confirms he can see and hear us both.
Yeah, yes. They could all see and hear us, but yeah. Thing is, I had a black screen my end where Fox was, and all he had was his screen his end. So yeah. And the default is blame my system. Yeah.
No, I don't know what it was. I don't know what it was.
So yeah.
I blame the developers of slobs.
Absolutely. But it's funny, it happened before we went live, wasn't it? I lost you.
Yeah. Because I just thought it was my typical dropping out again.
Exactly. I thought your
was fine. Yeah.
Droppy outy demon had returned again.
Yeah.
So.
But no, I don't think so.
Anyway.
Yes. I'll tell you what, the day they bring this option into OBS and not slobs.
Yeah. Andy's saying, yeah, it's the complicated because you're involved, Fox. Yeah, exactly. It's the pleasures of streaming with Fox, mate.
Yeah,
or as we call it, the Fox effect. All joking aside.
I always Fox it up.
I see what you did there.
You see what I did there?
Yeah.
You're already building, aren't you?
He says, I can see and hear you fine. I don't see Fox. There's this terrible noise coming from his end. Yeah.
It's like he's never made that joke before.
Yeah. Bless.
Right, so that's going to be fun for James to incorporate into the website, but that's his problem.
Well, this is it, bless him, you know, because obviously we embed the link, so he would have lost that, so I'm going to have to re-email him now a new embedded code, isn't I?
It'll be fine.
Yeah, no, I'll redo it. I've got to get something done in a minute. Let's re-email James.
I'll do it later, mate. Don't worry about it now.
No, it's all right. I'll do it now, because if I don't, you know,
he's probably busy. He wouldn't get it till later anyway. Leave it till later, mate. You'll be all right. He'll be fine.
He's been so looking forward to this. It's like,
He has. Right. So Athol says, here we go again. I blamed Andy McLeish pressing buttons he should not have. That is also usually the fault as well. Now, if you've not built a baneblade before, the fun of the baneblade is that apart from 1 or 2 parts, most of them are not numbered. If you use the normal model kits, it'll be a bit of a shock to find that none of the parts are numbered. Which sounds really weird. And you think, how do you build a model kit? Well, you don't need them. I mean, the track parts are numbered, and a couple of other bits, but for most of them, you don't need it. You just don't need part numbers because you can recognize the parts. It's really cool. So I've got to build this track unit here. So you see there, it's that way around. It's got the sticky out posts. So I straight away know it's not that sprue because that's the wrong way around. So it's simply the other sprue. So even I can figure it out, and that's pretty good because I'm rubbish at these things.
I am still. I'll just email James, mate.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Because it's only fair.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they're going to get a 2-minute live stream, and it's like, Richard Thomas is in. Says good afternoon, all. Hello, mate.
Hello, Richard.
Jeff says BT playing silly beggars again. Probably, mate. Got no idea, Jeff. To be honest with you, mate. It's just one of them things, mate. It happens, but it's very frustrating.
Who knows why things happen?
Yeah.
It's like I was saying, when you're doing streaming, there's so many moving parts to doing a stream. It's not just sticking the camera in and talking like we're saying. There's so many things that are going on just to do a live stream that it's inevitable that every now and then something will ping.
Yeah.
And it'll fall over a bit. It's just the nature of the beast.
Yeah, we just blame Fox, mate.
Yeah, pretty much.
Atoll says, reference that remark you made on Sunday, reference my e-bike. You cannot get a sidecar attachment, so I cannot give Mildred a lift down Arthur. Down to Arthur. Oh, right, no worries, mate. I'm sure, though, that you can find someone that can fabricate a sidecar, mate, because I'd have a go.
Yeah, back in the day, you would have built one out of all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, we never got round to this. How are you doing, mate? How are you?
I'm doing all right, mate, believe it or not. Yeah. No, I'm all right, mate. Yeah, just chilling out. Chilling out. Believe it or not, I'm actually building a baneblade, mate.
Are you?
Yeah. Coincidentally, without, yeah.
I don't want to, like, shock you or anything. You might want to sit down for this, but so am I.
Are you really? What a coincidence. Who would have thought it?
What an amazing coincidence.
Marcy says it's always Fox's fault. Absolutely.
I deny all of that.
No, we used to have a dropout issue when we used to go out on StreamYard. Used to drive you nuts, didn't it, mate? Which is why we migrated over.
Yeah.
But it drops out. I don't know whether it's a webcam driver is in, but basically what happens is he loses the link to join my collab stream.
I think originally...
I think it's definitely slobs.
Well, yeah, I think originally my problem was at my end because it was as soon as I went into all my settings and turned off all the power offs for my USB slots, because it was things like, like after a while, your USB slot will just say, right, take power from the USB.
Yeah.
And things will shut down as it's running the system. I said, yeah, don't do that ever on any of them. Thank you very much. And that fixed it. It was the power settings on the USB slot. So it would just occasionally just say, you know what, we're just going to turn that USB socket off. Ping, camera goes off. There you go, bye.
Yeah.
Or something went off. But no, that's been fixed for ages, so.
It's just frustrating, isn't it? Because the downside is you lose your stream key and everything. So you have to completely reset a new stream.
Yeah.
And
so
it's frustrating. It's frustrating when you're hosting because obviously you're mindful of your audience. It's as frustrating for us as it is for you guys and girls. So
I think the issue there was that I fell out for whatever reason, I think. But then when I went back to the link to get back in, there was just it wasn't connecting me to you. So
no, it's because it's a live link, mate. Because the stream's live. Yeah, but what it does is when it's running live, it just blocks anyone else from joining. Don't know why. It's definitely a bug in their system, I reckon.
I think it's still in beta, though, isn't it?
I'm actually basically just trying to make you look good here, mate, so that people don't blame you.
Good. No, they'll blame me anyway. I don't mind.
Yeah, you don't care. You're a Philistine, aren't you, mate? You're a mercenary.
I don't care. I'm a GNU.
He says, what brand of sanders are you using? I'm using an Infini at the moment.
So am I.
Because I'm very heavy-handed and I tend to wreck sanders. So I've got a big stack of these and that's what I'm using at the moment, Paul.
Bizarrely, I'm using exactly the same, but it's just because I have millions of them. I've been sent some by people. I don't know if eModels stock these. I'm pretty sure if you ask them to, if they don't, they can
get them. Yeah.
Yeah. But we try on these eModels things to stick to stuff that eModels stock as much as possible.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't feel right asking James, mate, to send me a whole mess of sanders when I've got a box full of sanders. It doesn't really seem like that.
So we err on the side of what we use day in, day out. But I'm brutally heavy with me sanders and I destroy them. And it's not the product, it's end user. But yeah, so
it's a bit like paintbrushes, isn't it?
Yeah. Absolutely. I'm not that bad, but bad enough, so to speak.
Yeah.
You're picking on me, aren't you? At least I don't break live streams. I
don't break them either. I simply influence them. I'm an influencer. I influence the stream to not work
is that what it's called?
I influence the stream to not work anymore.
Bless.
What was I going to say? I was going to say something. I've actually just forgotten what we were talking about.
We were talking about infinite sanders and loads of sanders and being heavy-handed with them and being, yeah.
Oh yeah, I was going to mention the time when we were doing some kind of brushwork and it was
that was Lehman Russ, wasn't it?
Yeah, we're doing a little bit of dry brushing, doing little circle dry brushing patterns, and I came out with the brush looking exactly the same, and he came out with this brush that was T-shaped.
I might still have the brushes, Shane. Here it is. That is all that remained of my brush.
After a bit of gentle dry brushing, that was all. But then again, at the end of the day, it came out looking great, so it doesn't really matter how you do it.
Yeah. But he said just, do so me being me to feel that I was putting pressure on it, I just, yeah. But there you go. And then I thought, my brush ended up looking like a dreadlock.
Yeah.
But the tank looked all right.
Yeah. Doesn't really matter how you get to the end result as long as you get the end result.
It's funny to paint this. I'm actually having to watch back the Lehman Russ build that we did because I can't remember how I did it. That's
the one advantage of doing YouTube stuff is because I've got the worst memory in the world, and I never really have a set way of doing things. I just kind of make stuff up as I go along. So I'll be painting to be like, right, I need to do this effect. How did I do this effect last time? I really can't remember.
Yeah.
I have to go back and watch my own videos to find out how I did something. It's kind of embarrassing and funny at the same time.
Yeah. Andy says sounds like a fibre install. Yeah, they're doing a lot of work round here. I mean, last year we had fibre bought from the box into the house, and it made such a massive difference. I mean, I won't give you my download speeds because the sound of a grown man crying.
Yes.
Yeah.
See, I was looking into fibre, and my broadband provider at the minute doesn't do fibre in this particular postcode just yet.
Yeah.
Which is fine. Just people know I'm getting my little glass board out because my desk isn't completely flat. When you're building the baneblade, you want to make sure these things are flat.
I'm lucky. Mine's like a billiard table, my board, but I've got a glass 3D print bed to me left, so this will sit on there later. But
so I looked into fibre, and it was like my current provider will provide like the cheapest option when it comes available. Problem is, they have to kill off your phone line.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's not my phone line; it's Mama Wall's phone line.
Yeah,
she's not really in a state to contact BT and say anything. So it's like that's never going to happen then. So
yeah,
I don't quite understand why they have to kill your phone line off to install fibre broadband.
Well, it's funny you should say that because mine's on a separate fibre optic cable.
Well, this is the thing, because
I've still got my original BT receiver on the wall. But the Virgin Media phone comes in on its own cable, mate.
Well, this is the thing. It says like if we install your fibre broadband, we'll need to effectively take over your phone line. I'm like, well, can you not just?
Yeah, no, I don't know why they're saying that up there because, mind you, it is up north, isn't it? So
I mean, I assume they need to do something, but it's like I'm the only thing I can assume is that then. Oh, I know why. If you've got Virgin. That's a whole different set of equipment in the switch to your BT phone line.
Oh, yeah, it's nothing to do with BT. It's got its own exchange and everything.
Yeah, it's LLU. It's local loop unbundled.
Yeah.
I've got a BT line, and my broadband company is a division of BT.
Yeah.
So they would have to use the same connection in the cabinet at the end of the street. So, yes, if they gave me fibre, they'd have to put the phone on the fibre. Because there's only one connection for each house. Oh, okay, that makes sense now. Yeah, understand.
Yeah.
If I was getting non-BT based broadband fibre, then I wouldn't need. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Mine comes in on a big fibre optic. It's standard coax type cable, which is just a white sleeve comes in from the box out on the wall straight in. I've got one for the TiVo box, one for the phone line, and it's pink, and it all goes through the hub. And actually, the Virgin phone box now comes through the new hub because it's faster. So instead of having a dongle out of the wall, it just connects straight into the hub now. So
so basically, you can still keep your BT line because the little connection in the local cabinet, the BT cabinet at the end of your road,
that's still active.
Doesn't get touched.
Yeah.
So I did actually have to call. Oddly enough, I had to call Virgin yesterday.
Yeah.
Because in this house we've got a BT phone line.
Oh, right.
But many years ago, I used to work for NTL, who became Virgin eventually.
That's right. Yeah. So I used to be with NTL.
Yep. And before that, it was 9X.
Yes.
Cable and wireless. Before that, it was 9X. I started at 9X back in the day. And we got free cable TV, which is brilliant. But then I left and we kept the free cable TV. And then after a few years, I was going to be working from home for this job that I in the end didn't do. But I got a phone line installed, so I got it with Virgin. Then I never got the job, so I've never used the phone line. It's just sat there for like the last. But it kept the TV basically free.
Yeah.
So last few days, I've been getting a thing from them saying we're going to be switching to fibre, so we need to make an appointment to come and swap out your hub. I'm like, I don't have a hub. I've not got Virgin broadband. I don't need the phone line at all.
Yeah, it's because you're showing up as still having an active phone line, mate. It's what I had to do recently. I had to unplug my phone from the wall so that it could be migrated into the hub, because they send you new stuff basically to plug into the hub.
Well, I phoned them and I said, right, well, I said, I don't need an appointment because I don't have a hub. I don't need the phone at all.
Yeah.
I don't use it. Can you just kill the phone off and I'll just pay for the cable TV? Because I'm getting the TV free because of the phone, but I'll just pay for the TV instead. And like, hey, we don't do those packages anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they're gone. It's the big kahuna now, mate.
But the funny thing is, she ummed and ahed for a bit, and then in the end, I got the same package I'm already on for another 18 months, £5 less.
Yeah.
So they cancelled it. But I did look at their broadband.
Yeah.
Because then that would give me the option of big fast broadband, but unfortunately they were like 3 times the cost of my current provider if they did fibre.
Yeah,
because you've got TV in there, so I don't need, so it's like.
Bobbin says, looks like it's synchronised sound in here. Yeah, we're both doing an impression of Dave. That's what we're doing, because he likes a good sound, does our Dave?
Yeah, bless him.
Yeah,
so
he does like a good sound.
So I could get super fast broadband now if I got Virgin in, or cable broadband, but it's like it's far too expensive.
Well, we did have the old satellite dish and all of that gubbins way back when we first moved here. But where we've got the green outside, it acts almost like a wind tunnel. Yeah. So on a winter's night, it would gush through and it would absolutely batter the satellite dish, so you would end up with snowflake TV all night long. So the only way we could get away from it was to go cable, and it was the old NTL back then.
I dropped my box.
We've stayed cable ever since. So yeah, it's worked a treat, really.
I dropped my box. I'm recovering all my bits.
Yeah, you carry on recovering your bits, mate. Athol says BT have just updated our buildings to fast fibre as he's moving to Vodafone. He says, I'm not interested as my new system is half of the BT pricing. That's the thing, Athol. It does pay to do a bit of shopping around, mate.
I mean, what amazed me was that when I was looking at the Virgin stuff, their lowest package. Other cable providers are, I'm not sponsored by or affiliated with. Other providers are available. The lowest package was like 29 quid for 18 months, and it goes to 50 quid or something. And I looked at that, and it was like, okay, that would give me 5 megabits more upload. So in fact, I'm on about 16.5 now, just with fibre to the cabinet. About 16 gig upload, 16 megabits upload. And about 65 download. And I looked at it and thought, well, that would give me 130 download. That's nice, but it would only give me up to 20 megabits upload.
Yeah.
And if you assume you're never going to get the full amount, I probably have the same upload speed, so I wouldn't be able to do any more than I can now.
Yeah.
I'd just be paying twice as much. Doesn't really make sense to go for that one. Really,
no, it's not. It's not economical.
No. And the only reason I would want fibre broadband is so I can do like
mock me.
No, because it still wouldn't be as good as yours. But the only thing I would get from fibre broadband is I could download stuff really fast, which is fine. Yeah. I don't care. It would be fast upload that I want, because then I can do like 4K gaming streams.
Yeah.
I can stream 1440p, and that's as much as I can do on my broadband. So
yeah, that would be the difference for you, and it would make such a huge difference, wouldn't it? Let's be honest.
Yeah, but it's not the end of the world. I mean, I can live without it. I can stream. I don't mind having a not super fast download speed. 60 meg is, it's fine. I can download stuff at a convenient speed.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I tend to do all my downloading off peak anyway, so.
Yeah. I mean, it's not often I have to download big things. The only things I ever download that are big are like I'll buy a game on Xbox Live, and that might take an hour, but that's fine. I don't mind. Now, the tricky bit.
Don't forget, folks, what's in the belly, what's on the bench, and what is your beverage of choice.
Beverage du choix.
Give us stuff to talk about. So ask Fox anything you want.
I see what you did there before I did it to you.
I know. But see, I'm learning stuff, mate. See, I'm getting all the learnings, mate.
If you were French, I'd call you Le Git.
Yeah, it's proper educating, proper educating Festa stuff these days, mate, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Now, if you've not built one of these before, you may notice assembly, like I said before, is quite simple. All the wheels for the running gear are actually on little tracks. You've not got individually turning wheels on these. They're kind of just built in place. There's no working running gear. But you do have to be careful when you're putting the idler wheel and the feed wheel, or whatever they're called, on the ends.
Yes.
You have to get them all kind of lined up, and then the track's on. And they're quite loose and a little bit fiddly. So there's a bit back and forth with these.
Yeah.
So what I tend to do is I won't actually assemble the wheels onto the running gear with the other side until I've got the track ready.
Yeah.
Because then what I can do is glue the idler and the feed wheels on, put the backing plate on, give it a minute, then I've got the track ready. I can start assembling the track around the wheels.
Absolutely.
If I need to, I can adjust the wheels because they've got some movement in them.
Yeah.
Because the front and back wheel have to line up with the track bits.
Yeah, otherwise you'll end up with a... Yeah,
so it's important when you do build this, 2 bits of advice. One is make sure you've got a flat surface for things like this. Also, when you do assemble them, if you've never seen it before, you might see that gap in there.
Yeah.
And think, that looks really weird. No, that's correct. Yeah. It has to have that little V-shaped gap. I don't know why they've done that.
Yeah, it's a weird one, isn't it?
Yeah, but that's how you know it's kind of lined up. But try and get it on flat surface.
That's why I just dry fit everything. Just press fit it in place.
Yeah.
Don't bother gluing anything at this stage. The only bit that's got glue on it at the moment is the side panel, because that is as flat can be, this bench, because when I put these mats down, this is a kitchen worktop, which is yay thick. So, yeah, and it's all levelled and everything. So
this is an industrial, like, foldable, not a paste table, but like a foldable, you know what I mean? Big metal frame. It's got like hundreds of kilograms on it at the minute, so it's industrial sturdiness, but it's not exactly flat. So
Lynn Dipple's in saying hello. She says, I'm lurking. I am just getting ready for work. Hello, Lynn. How you doing, darling? Don't forget, Lynn, this Sunday, me and Fox have now swapped our live stream times. So my normal Sunday stream will be going out at 2 p.m. UK, which is about 9 a.m. where you are. So it'll give you a bit more chance to, come and say hi. So a little bit of shameless pimp in there, but why not?
Nothing wrong with that. Yeah, so if you are building one of these, just go slowly with the track units. It's the only bit of the build that's fiddly, is just making sure that have the tracks ready before you put the wheels on.
Yeah.
Just so you've got wiggle room. And I would not recommend, as you can see, the tracks they're just like made in chunks.
You want me to bung your full screen whilst you're showing?
No.
Are you sure?
I'm just showing the parts.
All right, mate.
The tracks are not individual track links or rubber. They're like chunks of track.
Yes.
They look really great when they're put together. But one thing I wouldn't recommend is painting them off the tank and then trying to put them on the tank. Purely because they do fit really nicely, but you will have some glue and some fiddling around to do.
Yeah.
And
you're going to ruin your paint job, basically.
Yeah, you're going to like make a messy paint job, because you're going to have to be like squishing them around a bit. Plus, by the time you've got to assemble it first, so it's easy to paint the tracks when they're on the tank. Don't worry. The one thing you learn about miniature, and it's weird to call this a miniature. The thing about miniature painting is a lot of them you can build them completely before you paint.
In comparison, a Lehman Russ is the size of the average 3-bedroom house, so a baneblade would be like a row of terraces, wouldn't it?
Theoretically, if roughly according to the law and the size of these things, it should be as long as 2 Abrams tanks and as wide as 2 Abrams tanks. So if you get 4 Abrams tanks and park them like that, that's a baneblade. 319 tons.
Yeah.
It weighs. Big beast.
It is a big beast, mate.
Es ist ein Beast, großen Beasten
It's
geworden.
a big beast. It's a gun, isn't it?
Big gun.
That's what it is. It's a gun, isn't it?
Don't say what it's got on it.
No. See, this is where he's cruel, because he lined me up there hoping that I was going to say it. I see what you did there.
Yeah.
Like that, is it? Now the biting makes sense.
Ow.
Yeah, right.
So there we go.
And also make sure you get the left and the right sides off, because,
yeah.
Luckily for the viewers, you are blessed on the bane blades with having the markings left and right on stuff, which,
yeah. I was saying before, like, none of the parts are actually numbered on the sprue apart from the tracks, which have the number printed on the parts.
Yes.
And it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And the is the sprocket the back one, and the idler wheel's the back one?
Yeah. The sprocket at the front is handed. You got L and left on everything.
Yeah.
And right on the other one. So yeah,
they're marked L1 and L2, so you can't get them wrong. But everything else on the tank is just not numbered, and you don't need it to be, because it's either really obvious which bit you need, or it's a unique part.
Yeah, it's not like the Stomper, is it? The Stomper's unique.
Stomper, you need help just to understand what the instructions are telling you. Yeah. I do love the way my bench isn't straight. Look. Yeah.
What you like?
Bye.
Yeah, it's a good way, really, isn't it? Let folks see the Warhammer stuff and all of that lot.
Yeah.
And it's Warhammer, and it cheers you up, because Fox does like building a bit of Warhammer. In case you didn't notice.
See, I always say I'm a painter, not a builder, and the reason I like Warhammer so much is because the building is so easy, mostly.
Yes.
But, see, I don't enjoy the building process, apart from Warhammer and Gunpla, because you can't really go wrong.
See, I don't mind. I mean, I'm a dedicated car and bikes man, so for me, with eModels, cars and bikes will always be my first choice, but I've got another bike to do, and then I'm going to do a bit of armour for them, just to break it up, and then I shall look at other genres as time goes on, because I can pretty much build anything, which is great for eModels, because it lets people get a variety of builds, doesn't it?
You're going to mock me for this, but I've just realised I haven't trimmed my nails before we went live. And I like to look nice and neat on camera.
He's such a diva. Fox has his little routine. I'm going to mock you now. You've asked for this.
I knew you'd mock me.
Fox has a pre-stream routine, and he sits there off air, and he'll come in. He comes in the stream. Right, how's me lighting? How's me audio? Do I look okay? And he's there all preened and looking mint and all loved up and everything.
No,
his beard's been combed.
Not when I'm just doing it.
And then he goes, oh, rings and nails. So on go to rings, and he does his nails, and you can hear him in the background. He is such a diva.
Yeah, but that's when I'm actually appearing on the telly with my face.
I know, but even on an eModels Monday, you do your nails.
Yeah, well, the thing is, the reason I do it.
It's squirm.
No, not squirming at all. It's purely because the number of times I've seen videos on YouTube.
Yeah.
And somebody whoever's doing the filming, especially when we're doing like this kind of stuff where you're working, you see your hands all the time.
Yeah.
The person has, for example, either dirty nails or long nail, anything like that, where it's like the comments
or
are just
like
horrible.
me, nails that have been picked because you there? He's gone again. Here we go again. Sorry about this, folks. I take it we're still going out. I'm just going to carry on sanding for a bit and let him do his thing. I don't really want to have to restart again, because it's just, Let's see. Whether he's come back in. No, he's not there. The code hasn't changed, if you can still hear me, Fox. So no idea why you've gone again. So that'll be my Yeah, I know we're gone again, Fox. I'm still streaming out, mate. I can see us having to kill this today. Which is quite frustrating. Yeah, I was saying it's okay up there. I'll go full screen for a minute and see whether or not we can carry on going. Lynn says we're still rolling. Happy days, no worries. I've got collab cam open, Fox, so it's the same code, mate. I know what's going to happen. If I shut down, we're going to have to then do another link, and I really don't know what to do there. So, because, yeah, if we're going to have to keep doing this every 10, 15 minutes, it's not fun for the viewers, and it's certainly not fun for eModels, because they're going to have to keep embedding different, what's his name? Different codes. So we're going to have 4 or 5 different streams, which is quite frustrating. Bobbins says to us, are the baneblades going to be towing caravans? Absolutely no idea, mate. I'm pretty much desperately going to try to build it straight if I can, just to challenge myself, just to see whether I can do straight out of the box, because, yeah, Lynn says, gotta love the internet. Absolutely, Lynn. It's an absolute peak at the moment. And it could well be because we're streaming out at midday and everything gets throttled. So, yeah, it could be that. So let's see whether, yeah. Okay, he wants me to stop the stream and try again. So we'll be back again in a bit, folks. So I know what's going to happen as soon as we stop it. I'm going to have to put another link up, but yeah, so we'll do that. So bear with us. And I'll stop and restart. All right.